What is up, everybody? My name is BobaTalks, and welcome to a brand new Gotham Season 4, Episode 13, post-review Q&A breakdown video. Today, obviously, we are answering quite a few questions because you guys freaking submitted over 200 of them, and you know how long that takes to find the right questions to answer and not try and not include anyone, but that's impossible because there's 200 questions and I can't answer 200 questions. But if you are new here, basically what we do here is I ask you guys to post some questions on the community tab of my channel where I leave a little post saying post your questions here, quite obviously, and then you guys ask all your questions about what you want me to talk about in this video in regards to episode 13, which was A Beautiful Darkness, I think, or Reunion, I can't remember, but either way, it was the Jerome Penguin episode with the Bruce Batman flashback stuff. But anyway, guys, before I go on to answer your questions, if you're new to this channel, why not subscribe for more videos just like this? And I would really appreciate it if you guys smash that like button because, to be honest, you always do, so thank you. So straight into question number 1, Mason Viola. How do you feel about Jerome threw the Joker card at Penguin and then slowly turned around? Now, just so everyone understands, I got asked this loads. So honest thoughts. I was really surprised. If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you will see that when I reviewed that trailer, when we saw the Joker card drop, I didn't think it was Jerome at all. Like, I thought, you know, because quite often, honestly, 8 out of 10 times, when stuff like that is shown in a trailer, it's just been cut cleverly to kind of mislead or just, you know, foreshadow, make fans a bit excited. So I honestly thought it was that because I knew they were going to do like a Jokery thing this season, but at that time, it wasn't so solidified that we would actually be getting the Joker this season. I don't think. I knew obviously we'd be taking big steps to it. So what I thought they did in that trailer, you know, before Christmas, so this was, you know, months before Gotham came back, was basically just hyping it up a little bit. And, you know, I thought it'd be another inmate doing it, but no, it was Jerome. So what do I actually think about that? I think it's really cool. Now we know they're going fully fledged with the Joker this season, you know, at least giving us the birth of the Joker in Gotham Season 4 for, you know, that universe forever to go on. I think that they did that to basically really kickstart it. Now, I don't think that this makes Jerome the Joker. Honestly, I still would take this as a foreshadowing. Even though he threw that Joker card to Penguin, doesn't mean that he's the Joker. I'm not like trying to trigger anyone because it could be Jerome, but if you know what I'm trying to talk about is I'm talking about the clone, the family member, the twin, the brother, the goddamn cousin. I don't know, but there's going to be another person, another character in Gotham, if you should know this by now, who's played by Cameron Monaghan. So it's like, is he the Joker or is Jerome the Joker? Is Jerome going to die and that guy's going to become the Joker but still Cameron Monaghan? Or is that guy going to die and Jerome's still going to be the Joker? We're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, I really like that they did it because I just didn't think they would way back when I said I didn't think they would. So question number 2 is from Snake Eyes 82. Did you die laughing at the scene where Oswald and Jerome were doing pantomime? I know I did. No, yeah, I didn't die of laughter. I know a lot of people did, but I did find that really funny. I just... In all honesty, I wasn't mega hyped for this episode. If you guys are on my Discord, you might have been in a conversation with me. Some of you may know this. Just because, like, they show Gotham, I think out of all shows, tend to show loads more than other shows. So, like, way before Gotham came back, I feel like I knew exactly what was going to happen in this episode. Of course, I was excited for Cameron and stuff like that. But I felt a little bit desensitized. But, you know, I did still find that funny, but I'm actually seeing quite a few similar comments of people saying, oh, you know, did Jerome seem irritating or did Jerome not seem as cool as he was or something? I think it's just because we've kind of oversaturated ourselves a little bit. But did I laugh at that? Yeah, that was brilliant. I love Oswald. I didn't expect Jerome to play along like that, but he did. And that was actually a very jokery moment, especially like when he, you know, got kicked in the face and, you know, says, go on one more, started laughing. That was pretty cool. Question number 3, Luca, I think it's number 3 anyway. What did you think about the whole Nig Mobblepot stuff? I love it. Close brackets, open brackets, close brackets. No, I thought it was cool. So in this episode, obviously Riddler visited Arkham, or Edward did, and basically the Riddler, I believe, this is what I choose to believe, left behind a message unbeknownst to Ed, you know, the sweet Ed, the one who's not the Riddler, technically. What did I think about it? I liked it, and especially seeing Oswald getting that excited again. I know some people get a bit tired of the whole Oswald Riddler or Oswald Ed stuff every season. I don't think they're going to do the same massive, you know, arc that repeats basically the past couple of seasons with those two. That would irritate people because, yeah, then it would be a bit samey. I think they're going to surprise us a bit, and also that please people who are a bit tired of the Nig Mobblepot stuff the past couple of seasons, but also please, obviously, diehard fans of it. So yeah, I was a fan, and I'm looking forward to next episode because there's going to be more Nig Mobblepot stuff. So yeah. Sam Harris asks, do you think Project M will carry on throughout the rest of the season? I think there's a good chance that it will. I don't know. I think Project M is the whole Lazarus sort of thing they had going off at Wayne Enterprises, I think. I don't know if it will. I think it might just be tied to the Ivy storyline, and I don't expect her arc to go to the very end. It could do, but I think there's only going to be... I think it's just going to be a few episode story arc, and obviously this is a part of that. However, with Ray Shogul coming back and the Lazarus Waters still being there, I think Alfred is still suffering a bit with the effects of the Lazarus Waters. It might still crop up, and Bruce might look into it a bit more. I don't know. He seemed aware of it in the episode. But yeah, it is a good chance. But I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I think they were just like poking and prodding the Lazarus Pit Waters, So, Mouse in the Casino, hashtag YOLO, what a name. I think I said that last time. Boba, why do you think Jerome has so much control and power in Arkham? Just because that, I just, let's just, assume he is the Joker and everything, because whatever. Even if he isn't, he is basically the Joker anyway, in charismaticness and everything like that. And that's what I was going to say. Jerome is very charismatic as much as he is a crazy person. He's very intimidating as well. No other inmates would really go up against him, I don't think. Obviously, yeah, you could get like 10 people against him and, just then he'll be gone. But the Joker has never kind of had that. He's never been... I don't think, in anything I've ever read or come across, when he's entered Arkham, I don't think he's ever been the one bullied, He's the one who gets the thugs. I think it's just his presence, his reputation. Maybe people in the asylum already have respect for him for what he's already done in Arkham, in freaking Gotham, whether that's, what he did in the news station with the cult gang, the Jerome cult, just stuff like that. It's just the Joker's presence and everything like that. He can just inspire a lot of crazies with, insane, undying loyalty, i.e., the Jerome cult. Probably done the same to the guards and God knows what, to the point where he's walking all over the place. So just put it down to a couple of lines. It's the Joker, man. He is charismatic, but also intimidating. And, you wouldn't want to, piss off the Joker, so yeah. So Porg asks, how did you feel about Jerome this episode? He's quite different from other seasons where he's more crazy. In this, he is rather cool and collected while still being jokery. I thought he could have been more crazy, but laughed out loud when he said, yeah, that's a spoon. So yeah, that's going back to the other question about the mime stuff. No, it wasn't. Wait, was it? Yeah, Penguin with the spoon, I remember that. So how did you feel about this Jerome this episode? I thought he was good. He's definitely different, and I think there might be a question or two related later on to something like this, and I'll answer those then. But roughly now, how do I feel about Jerome this episode? I thought he was good. He's definitely different. I wasn't blown away, but I don't think they were trying to do that this episode. I think that will come towards more of the end of this season. I think a lot of reactions from people who are somewhat disappointed or underwhelmed by Jerome in episode 13, like his debut in season 4, is just the fact that I think they were expecting, or people were expecting, something really explosive. But trust me, guys, that will be coming, towards the finale of this season. I think they're just, casually introducing him. He's been in, this show for a long time now, even though it's a few episodes. So I liked it, but I wasn't blown away. Just as simple as that. I thought it was cool. I liked how it was a bit more calculating and a bit more confident instead of... He still has got that craziness in him, evidently, where he was being quite crazy in the episode. But yeah, he's a lot more calm, calculated. He's a lot more assertive with his control. Obviously, I think he's got a bit more of an ego now. Whereas before, he's still always about anarchy and chaos. So that's what the Joker's about. But before, he was all about that, and he still will be all about that. But now with his confidence from what he's done the past couple of seasons, and now he's in Arkham, and he's got the whole freaking asylum behind him, I think he's a bit... Yeah, he's just got quite a big ego now with his craziness. So yeah. Jen Chavis asks, this episode we got more subdued, and this is what I was on about, and calculated Jerome, with moments of crazy. Do you think he will continue with this persona? Once he's unleashed Arkham, will we see the more wild version, or do you think he needs to be more reserved to work with the other villains? So that is exactly what I was on about. So I'll make this one a bit more short. Yes, I think there'll be elements of both. So yeah, he's going to be crazy at times. Just like, as I said, with the kick, you still saw that, crazy laugh and stuff like that. But yeah, I think he is going to be, as I said, a bit more... I don't know if you guys have seen The Dark Knight Returns and stuff like that. That Joker, he's just kind of a bit more reserved. I feel like that now, rather than completely like hooligan, you know? So I think, yeah, elements like that will come out. But yeah, especially when he's working with the other villains, I think it's going to be a bit more intimidating. And as you said, more subdued and calculating. So Mr. Jerome the Joker himself asks, do you think Jim and Barbara could really get back together at some point? Also, what episode do you think we'll see the Mad Hatter return? So as for Jim and Barbara, honestly, this is like an age-old question. I honestly don't know. I've saw other questions which I don't think I included in here, because people were saying because they were like kind of together in, or assuming to be together in Bruce's Batman, you know, Poison Ivy trip vision. Could that mean anything? You never know, honestly. Gotham is crazy, and Barbara has kind of calmed down a bit, but I don't think so. I still like the whole fan fiction thing of Barbara dying to save Jim, or some, you know, or the woman he loves then, or something like that. And then like he names his daughter after Barbara. And that kind of makes sense. Now she's calmed down a little bit. It's been a long time since she was freaking off the rails crazy, like against Jim. So, you know, now they kind of, and especially as they've been together. So if you bring that fan fiction into it, you could kind of almost imagine that's why his daughter's called Barbara. But who knows? I think anything's possible. 015 Iker asks about Nigma visiting Penguin and the origami note. Is Ed asking for help because Riddler is becoming stronger, or is inner Riddler asking Penguin to help him to be free from Nigma's limitations? I think the latter. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling, you know, since Ed went in there, Ed with Nigma, and then left, and then, you know, he would have just given that riddle to him. Or you could argue it's a bit of theatrics, you know, and it could still be Edward. But I think Edward went in there, spoke to, you know, Oswald, you know, was a bit laughing at him or whatever. But and then the Riddler left that behind, you know, that personality took over there, and then as he was leaving or whatever. So yeah, I think the Riddler wants to take over, and I think he thinks that Penguin can do that for Nigma, and eliminate the Edward side. Who knows? This is very complicated. I'm getting loads and loads of questions about this, so yeah, I'm really hyped for this storyline to take place. Chase asks, do you think Jim should let the moustache grow? Well, I don't know about yet. That was quite funny in the episode. I don't know how I feel about the very thin one, so it's like he shaved the top bits. It is definitely out like an old-fashioned like 20s kind of movie, or you know, the long cigarettes. That was basically that vision in Bruce Wayne's mansion anyway. But ultimately, if he was to have a moustache, I wouldn't want that one. I want it to, yeah, grow bigger, but yeah, not now. Maybe in a few years' time. Charlie Bone asks, when do you think we will see the Mad Hatter or maybe some Scarecrow? So I think Mad Hatter and Jerome escape Arkham Asylum around episode 15 or 16. It's one of the episodes Ben McKenzie directs, and this is also the episode where Jerome, as Ben McKenzie, this is paraphrasing, but he said his story arc in that episode is personal. So I think he's going to go visit this family member or the clone or whoever the F this other character is, played by Cameron Monaghan. So that's when we see Mad Hatter, I think, around that time. And as for Scarecrow, I think that's 17, 18, 19. That's when the villains team up will start happening, because they're filming like near the finale now. So I think those predictions are almost kind of not spot on, but around that time. JTN Gaming asks, what are your thoughts about the whole Batman and Batcave Vision, which led Bruce to turn back to himself and call Alfred? Love your vids. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate that. As for the whole Batman and Batcave Vision, I like it. I like what Gotham have done. You know, Gotham do their own thing, and I've preached this so many times. You don't have to copy and paste from the goddamn comics. You know, nothing is... Some things obviously are canon, but, you know, think about Rebirth. Things get remade or, like, rebooted or retconned and done in a new way. That's Gotham. Like, it's its own thing, but they can keep things. So, like, Bruce Wayne is Batman. Jim Gordon is, you know, going to be commissioner one day. Things like that are canon. But things like this can be done differently, and that's what I like. So what they did with it, I thought was cool. Like, it makes sense that... You know, this is a way to do it instead of the bat flying into the window or, you know, falling down the well like in the Dark Knight series. I think there should be like another thing like this one day instead of this being the defining moment. I think David Mazouz said that this is like the beginning of the bats thing. So I definitely don't think that this is the bat thing. But definitely something that, yeah, poked his head in the right direction. And I like it because it gave him his sense of purpose again. I feel like, I don't know if, The only thing I do feel like, honestly, that I don't know if that was enough to take him out of everything he was being a dick about. Do you know what I mean? He had one dream, and that took him out of everything he was being like acting out and everything, despite Alfred and everyone trying to get through to him. He has one dream, and he's like, yeah, Alfred, please. But no, I guess for the sake of story, it's fine. But as for the Vision, I love the Vision side of it. But should it have got Bruce out of the teenager angst just like that? I felt like it should have taken a bit longer. Not like I didn't want more of Bruce being a dick, but I felt like a few episodes ago they should have started him starting to change his mind, and then that was the final thing that brought him back, instead of him literally partying the night before and then Vision, I need to put on the suit again. Rock Solid asks, is this Jerome the Joker? I know it's a ridiculous question, but I know Cameron is playing two characters, and I noticed his attitude is different in this episode than in previous episodes. So is this Jerome the Joker? I think maybe, I don't know if you're asking if this is actually our Jerome, like from the original one, and I've seen like theories like that. There's some crazy theories out there that our Jerome isn't the Jerome we got in the interrogation scene. I don't think that's the case at all. Like, this is the Jerome from season 1. So is this Jerome the Joker? I just go back to what I said. Like, I don't think we can truly know until we know. The fact that we know now for a fact that Cameron's playing two characters, and, I think, because Cameron Monaghan himself and Darby Mazouz said that Jerome isn't a Joker, and they confirmed it. And then not the announcement, but the kind of leak that he's playing another character, it kind of makes me think that it might be the other character. But then again, it could still be Jerome, and the freaking family member could die. So I honestly don't have all the answers. I would love to come up with some more theories and maybe some videos, but I honestly don't know. I wish it could be a bit more simple and that, yeah, Jerome's a Joker. Simple as that, and they did a nice little smooth transition. But, they had to kind of, I guess, introduce many kinks along the way, like the inspiration, the story arc. I have to be honest, I'm not dissing the showrunners or anything, but I don't necessarily believe that they have had it literally planned out from the very beginning. Oh yeah, we plan to kill Jerome and then bring him back so he could become the Joker one day with a family member. Do you know what I mean? I felt like at some points they were making it up as they went along. But at the end of season, planning it down, writing it down. Okay, that's what we're going to do, instead of like they're saying they've actually had this planned all along. I don't really know if that's true, but in answer to your question, I've already answered it, and now I'm blabbering on. Lunatic asks, hey Boba, what do you think of Oswald is going to do regarding the Riddler helping him escape? I was thinking probably blackmailing Nigma or something along that line, but I can't see that being too threatening for him. Hope you're able to respond to this. Love all your DC content, keep up. Thank you very much, Lunatic. I honestly really appreciate all the support. So what do I think of Oswald is going to do regarding the Riddler? I think after that riddle is solved or whatever, I think, especially in this upcoming episode this week, that I think the Riddler himself is going to visit Oswald instead of Edward. And I think they're going to have a kind of conversation and maybe come to an agreement that Ed will get Oswald out of Arkham and they'll break out together. Honestly, don't know what it is. I don't think Oswald is going to necessarily do anything to threaten Riddler. I think maybe the Riddler needs Oswald. Maybe Oswald will have to agree to something that the Riddler wants, and Edward Nigma might not be too aware of this. Who knows? I honestly don't have every answer, but that's my theory. I definitely think that Riddler might break Oswald out, and then Jerome and Mad Hatter will escape separately, but, my theories could be wrong, so thank you again for your support, buddy. Shubro64 asks, did you feel bad for Oswald? He really cares about Martine, but we have Jerome Joker being a jerk to him. So that's just Jerome. Did I feel sorry for him? Yeah, I guess I felt a little bit sorry for him. Like, I strictly from the side that, yes, he's a very effed up person. You can't, if you met him in real life, I guess, you wouldn't be best buds with him. But it all comes from a place of tragedy, I feel like. He hasn't got love, he hasn't got family. That's all he's ever wanted, the affection. And then I think, if life could have gone very differently for him in a parallel timeline, like on Earth 2. So yeah, there's that side of him. And, in the episode where he says, you have no idea what I've gone through. And Jerome's just, digging at that. But I knew this was going to happen. That's exactly what Jerome wants, to break him. He's going to push him and crack him like an egg. Well, he kind of did a little bit. So, yeah. And as for Martine, he's going to be coming back. So that's going to get even more interesting as well. So, yeah, I felt sorry for him that he cares so much about Martine. And Penguin was, basically getting taken the piss out. So, Creepyman1012 asks, what do you think about the new Joker voice? Honestly, I don't think it's hugely different. I feel like it's more the acting. I guess it is a little bit different. I'm happy that his voice, I guess I can identify that Cameron has put the effort in terms of what his voice used to be like, since the blade in his throat made his voice, when he was immediately revived, a bit more like, like that. And now he's a bit more with it. It's still a little bit there. So I feel like the change is more his attitude, and what I mentioned earlier with his more, and what other comments have said that I've answered, more calculated and subdued, instead of just being really eccentric, so yeah, I guess it's different. I like it, but I'm looking forward to more of the wild side, even though I do like this more calculated Joker. So Antoine Kinsella asks, why do you think Jerome wears the white gloves? Is he a germaphobe? I mean, you never know, he could be, but it's a very Joker trait. Having white gloves. I mean, I know in the Dark Knight, I think he had black gloves. But either way, I feel like, Jerome just likes to be a little bit theatrical, or maybe it is about a part of his personality. Because there was that part, where he's just like that or whatever, and he picked that bit of, Oswald that, maybe was just tidying him up a little bit. It's just all a part of his presence. I feel like it's part of his character, part of maybe a little bit part of his craziness. Maybe it's a little bit of OCD, who knows? But I just think it's also, homage or homage, I can't say that word properly, to, Joker actually wearing white gloves in the comics. So Lincoln Turner asks, big fan, Boba, thank you very much, buddy. Do you like the new Ivy? I get a lot of questions like this, by the way. I do, but a lot of people I know don't. You are awesome, keep rocking. So yes, I really, 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 really like Peyton List Ivy. I know I'm basically repeating your question. I know some people don't as well. I just really like this actor anyway, because I was a fan of her in other things. I do like Maggie Gare and stuff like that, but I honestly do really like this Ivy. I like the more comic book accurate Ivy. Yes, I know it's a bit rushed, but at the end of the day, if you ask me, do I like this Ivy? Hell yeah, I really like her. Camouflage asks, hey Boba, what do you think Jerome is preparing to do? I know he said he wants to make the outside world an asylum, but how is he going to achieve this? Apart from the people who form part of his cult, how is he going to make everyone else go mad? Joker toxin. So I don't think there's going to be like Joker toxin. I mean, that'd be insanely cool, but I think that would be jumping the gun a little bit, even if it was executed really well. But what do I think he's going to do? I think he honestly just wants, I know, as you said, like, he wants to turn the world out there an asylum, the words from him himself. So he's going to get the villains to team up, and I think he's just going to try and bring anarchy and everything that we've kind of seen before, but in a more fully fledged form. So I think this is going to involve completely taking over the GCPD. I think we've seen some pictures of like complete vandalizing going on there. Who knows? I mean, I love all the stuff from like, like the Arkham Origins video game where like Joker like blew up that building but it was like empty. I would love to see something like that. I know that sounds really bad, but I just think he needs to do something seriously explosive, like no pun intended. But that is what I think they're going to do, but combined with Mr. Freeze, even the Riddler, even Firefly potentially, Mad Hatter. I think Jim and other people, he's not going to be able to handle it himself, which is why Bruce is going to get involved. But specifically, I honestly don't know. But pure anarchy, pure chaos. We've got Scarecrow as well. Maybe they might try and really make the fear gas completely everywhere over the city. There's going to be loads of stuff. Think about all these villains combined. It's going to be relentless anarchy. Chris the King 17 asks, Jerome agreed to saying he was planning something, but the Penguin denies his offer. Does this mean that they possibly won't work together at Arkham after all? No, I think whether they do or don't in Arkham, they will eventually. I think Penguin will definitely come on board with the whole villains team up. There's been pictures with them together. I can't imagine Penguin being against him. I think all the villains will unite together. So Uncle Saul's Cabinet asks, do you think it's possible that Jerome has been copying his relative all along? That Jerome was inspired by him. That way the writers could still get away with saying the real Joker isn't a copycat. Now I really like that theory, which is why I don't normally include many questions that aren't immediately related to the episode, but who knows? That could be true, but if he's been copying his relative all along, then surely this relative would be known. I mean, unless you're just strictly talking about mannerisms or whatever. But I feel like if this relative was, or if Jerome was copying his relative, then surely his relative would be doing all the things that Jerome has done that he's copied the relative from, if that makes any sense. So I don't know if there's any merit to this theory, but that would be pretty cool way of keeping, you know, how Jerome was a copycat and the Joker, who's also played by Cameron Monaghan with this other character, could still be the Joker, or the new, you know, version of the Joker. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty cool comment. So that's why I wanted to feature that. Rubes NC asks, do you think there are any Easter eggs with Jerome's inmate number E-146? I don't know, but I wanted to include that just in case any of you guys can figure it out. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something, anything that is related to anything in the comics, whether even if it's his inmate number in one of the comics in any of the runs. So Tammy Bixby asks, I feel like my boy Eddie got seriously underused in this episode, underused to the point where I don't think he really did anything relevant. What do you think? I think he was just planting the seeds. I definitely think he did do something relevant, which was you know, putting that origami riddle to the Penguin, which I think is gonna, I think the next episode might make you a bit more happy because that will really tide over in this next episode this week. So I do know where you're coming from. I guess you wanted more, but I definitely feel like there was important relevancy there between Oswald and Ed. Gage Core asks, do you think we'll start seeing Bruce getting little gadgets made? I'm not entirely sure. I think David Mazouz did say something like there will be more stuff like that coming, or at least the proto Batsuit will be ever evolving, because otherwise how do you just magically get to the Batsuit itself? You have to work your way there. So I think I would love to see a Batarang, but that wouldn't happen because it's the bat symbol. So I think we're going to have to at least see throwing knives or something, because Bruce, you know, is going to have to get somehow good at being very accurate at throwing ninja blades or something like that. And I can imagine Bruce getting a bit more rough like that. I don't know, throwing blades in people's shoulders or arms to pin them against the wall. Getting a bit more rough as he goes along through the years. I don't know if it'll be this season, but stuff like that would be really cool. So I would hope that we at least see one or two more things by the end of this season. But we'll have to see if Lucius Fox can do anything like that. But anyway, guys, I did have a few more questions, but I have been talking forever. I've almost answered 30, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, because it really just shows your support for the channel. And if you are new to this channel and you've made it this far in a video, then why not subscribe for more videos like this? And also, if you've made it this far in a video, say in the comment section down below, I need to find the creme de la crazy, because why not? Because I love seeing all the comments pop up. And it also just shows you that you made it this far in the video, which is freaking awesome. So well done to you, and thank you for watching my video. But apart from that, guys, if you want to follow me on social media, links should be popping up on the screen around here. Thank you to all my patrons. I do have a Patreon page, just in case all of you aren't aware. I'll post that link in the description below if you want to look at any of the tiers, or maybe even become a patron. I do have Discord as well. I will now be posting that link in the description. And as always, guys, if you want to ask questions for episode 14, be sure to head over to my community tab on my YouTube channel, which is very easy to find. And around when Gotham airs, I will be posting another post where you can post your questions for episode 14. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.